Hi, I'm Linda. And today I'm going to show you how to insert a zip into a bag and show you how we actually machine that in step by step. So I'm going to now show you how to insert a zip into this bag that we've prepared so far with all the lines and the quilting. So we're going to go over to the other machine and insert the zip. So now I'm at the machine. I'll put my specs on. I'm going to actually change the zipper foot, change the ordinary foot into the zipper foot, because we are going to insert the zip. So we just unscrew that, take that off, pop that back in there, and that means I get closer to the zip with the little insertion missing. So we've gone from a double foot to the single foot. So here's our zip, and what we're going to be doing is the front side of the zip we're going to turn over, and we're turning it over and then we're laying it onto our fabric. Right, I'm going to put my zip there, as you can see, and that's going to run all the way on that flat edge there with the edge of the zip and the edge of the bag. And then what you're doing, as the needle comes up and down, it's running along this zipper edge here, which is slightly raised, so that's why this foot actually takes that level. As you can see, I can push, but I've got to leave a bit of a tension there, and then it will run along here. So, and then drop your foot down, get the zipper and just push the zipper up a little way away from the foot here, so that gets it out of the way, and then you're able to go all the way down that edge to the very end of the zipper. When you get to the end, a little backward stitch and then come off. So you've got your two bits like that, one side of the zipper in, so you're going to turn them over like this. So we've got the face of this one, which is, that's the right side up, because we've got our little ducks, so that's facing up. We've got our church and that's facing up, so you've got your two face down up and you're facing up that way for the pattern. So we don't want to get the pattern upside down, and we're turning that over like that. So then we're going to then turn over again so that we've got our zip along the next edge. So we're going to repeat what we did on this one. So we're turning the fabric over with the facings of the right pattern upright. We're going to put that back into that place there and machine along here like we did on this side. So as long as you've got your two ends level here along this edge, we're going to lift that foot up, put it down and backwards and forwards, and we're going to continue along this edge. And again, as we did before, we've got the zipper here, so we need to transfer the zipper all the way past the foot. So head out, that's a clearer vision for you. So there's the zipper out the way. We've still got the bit that we need here, and we're going to just come along that edge there, backwards and forwards and off. So now pull the zipper forward, and we now have a bag attached and we have the zipper in place. Right, so now we've got that fabric like that, you can see where the zip is, but you can see what's happening here. So what we're going to do is change the zipper foot back to the flat foot, and what we'll be doing is machining along this edge here, so we end up with a zip that's flattened down by two seams either side, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to change the foot over. So this is the foot that's going back on, which is the double foot. Put that back in there. Screwdriver, tighten it really tight. Put that out the way. Get the cottons out the way, and then we're going to come over to here, and on that edge, because it's a double foot, we're going to literally machine all the way to the very edge of the zipper foot, pushing and pulling. And you'll see why when I turn it over. It's better to work this side, because that is a dead measurement from the sewing machine line to the end of the zipper foot. If I did it on the other side, there's nothing to be guided to, and you'll get it unlevel. I'll show you as soon as I've turned this over, before we go to the other side. So that's now what we've got here, we've got a nice line here which makes that nice and flat. This side we haven't done yet, so that's what we want to achieve, is that nice flat area here. So we'll turn that over this way. We'll then do the zipper up, which is there. So do it up as near as damn it to just get that flat there. Put that back on, and then we're going to machine. The zipper foot isn't in the way, you know, the little zip part, so the foot will go past that. So pull and push and flatten as you go along. Pull, push, make sure that all stays down. And now you're going to see cutting it off on the edge, getting rid of the cotton. So now you can see that's lovely and flat. Spin it over and we've got that nice look. So it's all bolted down and completely flat here to there. So simple process. There's two little seams either side which you don't see, but it supports the zip, so you can immediately see your bag is starting to take shape because the zip's behaving how it should do. Had I not done that seam either side, it wouldn't have naturally wanted to shut. Look, that's like a little hinge. So then what we're now doing, we now turn it over to the reverse side and we find the center of that zip, and we're then going to be folding that in half and matching the two fabric edges together and pinch. So drop the needle down, because that's literally holding it like your fingers will be holding it, and go forwards so that you've actually got it supported, and then we're going to go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. Now that is secured that zip totally. So this is the point then that we're going to go across. We're going to go down there pulling as tight as you can. That keeps that tension going, because if you don't, these two here, these two flaps, one will grow and the other one will shrink. So what that's doing is, by me pulling from the back to the front, I've kept that as near as damn it level. So you're going to leave a little tiny bit there, and again this end it's level. So what you're going to do, your stitchings all match up, because we've marked the little blue marker points when we did our down quilting. So every one of those, if I pull like that, they're on level. If I keep that tight at this end and I get a little bit along like that, so that I can actually grab that end and I'm pulling away and pulling this way. By doing that, the machine is taking the rest and it's not ballooning or bubbling up. So you get to a point where you've got to match it here. So you've got to try and let that tension go a little bit here, and it's not going to be seen, but you've got to make sure you don't have this longer than that, because that's not going to join up with your zip. So you join it there. If you want to, what you can do for your own self sake is put a pin here, and then you can see what I've got to relax here, and then I go to that point, backwards and forwards, and that little bit that's grown, that's not going to be taken notice of, you won't even see it. So we're now going to start moving that way, and I'm now going to take my pin out and just check that these two here are level. Okay, we know that's level here, so again adjust it. If you've got a little bit like that, you know it's wrong. You've got to have these both level from here, and this is a little peekaboo space here so that you can get your fingers in and undo the zip all the way along. So I'm happy with that, that's level there. So I'm going to guide that along, mind your fingers, because again the tension on the wadding is going to be relaxed, so I've got to really stretch it and then go to the end, pull, and you can see I'm still level. If you're worried, you can just literally ease that in and it won't be seen on the other side. So just very slowly ease it in, because it is moving. We've got 4 fabrics here now. So we've got the lining twice, we've got the wadding, and we've got the other fabric. Actually we've got 6 fabrics here, so it's quite a lot to get in and get the tension. When you get to there, take your tools away, take your fingers away, drop your needle down to the edge and backwards and forwards. Take it off and cut. Cut your cotton, and you've now got a nice level edge of the zip, what we were talking about. Okay, so then tidy the bag up. So tidy all your little cottons, cut them all off. You've secured it all nice and tight, so don't worry about cutting cottons. And then the bit that's overhanging on this end, you're just cutting it level. Okay, so that's nice and level. Come to this end, that's pretty level anyway, and then we're going to turn through. So now here's our little gap, and there's our little zipper. So we're going to get our hand in and just literally unzip that to the end, ready to turn through. So there's our bag inside. So what you're going to do is you're going to the first corner, and you get your thumb and finger right there, and you ping that out and push and push. It's not going to come undone. You've really got to be confident that you're pushing that corner right out. You then go to the other corner, which is here. Get your fingers in here, get that open like that, push right through, and again really push that in. If you find that hasn't gone in as much, you can put something like a screwdriver or a pencil and really push that out. But bearing in mind you've got 6 fabrics here, so it's quite thick, but it'll go in beautifully. My fingers are quite strong, so. And then we've turned it through, so there we've got our nice little church up the right way, and we've got our little duck that we were looking at before the right way. So what we're doing now, we're going to undo this zip a little bit more. Oh sorry, close the zip even a little bit more, which is a little bit more difficult. So I've just popped that corner out, so immediately the zip's now on top. So leave it like that, push your thumb in as tight as you can, and you've got the top of the bulb of the zip now poking out, which means that's correct. And then we close it shut, and there's the bag. But obviously we've got little bit here to address, so we're opening the zip right up again. And what I usually do is I put this on the machine facing down like that. Don't know if you can see that from there. And we're just going to push that little zipper corner apart, put that under the machine, because what we want is that out of the way of the zipper. So we're really going to grab that across, put that down, put the foot down. We're going to go with the machine and the machine backwards and forwards. You're not actually on the zipper, you're on the fabric around the zipper, and pushing with your fingers. We're going to get that little bit just pulled away, and nice and slowly, backwards and forwards, rise up. And you can see now what's happened. Just take the cottons away. And again, you can do your quality control afterwards and take all your cottons away, give it a nice haircut, and we can tidy all that up in a minute. So what it's doing now, it's actually flattened the zip. I had open-ended zips, but you can buy zips to the size that you want. If you use the open-ended zip, it doesn't matter, because your machining so cleverly and solid at the ends, it doesn't need the little stopper at the end of the zips, because our machine is doing that work for us. So then when we've attached the zip, and then we flatten the zip with another seam that runs along here, that gives it that nice flat look instead of this big flap that sits over. And that's quite likely, sometimes we've all had jackets where you get caught in the zip, they've not secured the zip nicely, so your zips always get stuck. I can run that zip up and down as many times as I want, and that's never going to get caught at all. So what a fun thing to have. I hope you enjoyed the video.